According to its Steam page, Vomitoreum is an FPS Metroidvania with a focus on atmosphere and horror, inspired by the paintings of Władysław Beksiński. And I would say that this is a very apt description. Władysław Beksiński was a Polish horror painter, and the monsters and environments found in Vomitoreum show the inspiration quite clearly. The game was developed and self-published by Scumhead, and this is one of the most artistically unique games that I have ever played. And the inspiration for its aesthetics, in combination with the use of GZ Doom as its engine, give it a familiar yet unfamiliar presentation. Vomitoreum is a post-apocalyptic story that involves the descent of an alien to Earth who then proceeded to plant the seeds of a virus that ended up turning all living beings into disfigured monsters. A war was fought, and although the alien was driven away, the virus still spread across the planet. With the mutant humans split into various factions, the faction known as the Masons created a warrior known as the Nephilim, a creature with the sole purpose of destroying the alien that is known as Vomitoreum. And it is this character who we play as. The story is dark, and themes of religion are a big part of it. It is certainly very interesting and provides a great motivation for the player. Also, since this is, as I said, a GZ Doom game, the shooting feels very solid even though there is no innovation in this department. But that's okay, because innovation of first-person combat was not the focus here. The combat serves its purpose, and that's fine by me. In this game, you will have access to a gauntlet for smashing stones to access certain areas, a very interesting looking pistol, a trench gun, which is basically just a shotgun, a fire-spewing machine gun, and 2 secret weapons that you can acquire by locating 10 homunculus critters or by destroying all of the totems in the game world. In my playthrough, I wasn't able to destroy all of the totems, but I did find all of the homunculi, and therefore I was able to acquire the Mortis Bow, an extremely powerful crossbow that deals very high damage. What's also a great gameplay feature is the fact that most of the weapons, with the exception of the machine gun, are semi-automatic and can be fired as rapidly as you can click the left mouse button. And yes, clicking the left mouse button repeatedly works much better than holding it down, as I had learned over the course of my time with this game. In addition to this, the gauntlet, pistol, and trench gun can be upgraded or given alt fire modes by finding these upgrades in the environment or by completing side quests for NPCs. Speaking of which, there are a few NPCs to interact with in Vomitoreum, and although what's here is very bare bones, it does make the world feel more alive, and these characters will give some exposition that provides information on how and why the world has become so messed up. The movement also feels pretty good in Vomitoreum. and it is made better over the course of the game as you find items that give you more abilities. This is, as I said, a Metroidvania, which means that some areas will be inaccessible until you find the item that can get you there. This would include, for instance, the ability to double jump, dash, swim in acid, or even transform into a fetus so that you can slither into areas that would otherwise be too tight to squeeze through. It is a tried and tested formula, and it works very well here. You can also find permanent health upgrades and additional slots for carrying healing items. By the end of the game, I was an absolute tank with 999 hit points and the ability to heal myself several times. In addition to Metroidvanias, I would also say that Vomitoreum is inspired by Dark Souls as well, with its reliance on finding petrified masons, known as save masons, to save your game, similar to the bonfires from Dark Souls. The monsters of Vomitoreum are grotesque, which is represented by both great sprite work and the screaming and screeching sounds they make when you kill them. In fact, the sound design as a whole is excellent, as the ambient soundscape gels beautifully with the game's aesthetics. Speaking of aesthetics, Vomitoreum takes place on one map in one interconnected world, but the map is very large and is separated into distinct environments that all have their own themes. This aesthetic variation, in combination with shortcuts that make backtracking much easier, allow the player to easily navigate the game world without too much confusion. Having such great level design on such a large map was truly a great accomplishment by the developer. My only complaint with Vomitoreum is that it is very short. Even taking my time to find as many items and secret areas as possible, I was able to beat this game in around 4 hours. But other than that, it was a highly enjoyable experience, and I would definitely recommend that others give it a try if they haven't already. Thank you for watching the video. If you enjoyed it, please remember to like and subscribe, and dislike it if you did not. As always, enjoy the rest of your day.